this thing, this is really perfect.
I know. I saw it and I thought of you.
Yeah, no, this is perfect, dude. It's the perfect size too, where it's actually gonna be bouncy.
Yeah.
So it literally just.
Unless you want to like help hold it for like 2 seconds so I can just snip the top. Will you feel that guilty?
I don't feel guilty. I just don't want to get caught. Looks like we're gonna live a little tonight.
What?
No, that's fine.
Yeah. Wait, actually just... Oh, I see.
No, we can take it off later.
Okay, cool. That's fine.
Go. We're just putting out the recycling.
All right.
Okay. Is this just going in your back seat?
Yeah, let's go.
Boston Parkour and Freerunning started with Hub Freerunning, which was a team created by Dylan Poland and some other people, some of which are active, some of which are not active anymore. And they were pretty rowdy teenagers, so Boston had a mixed reputation 10 years ago, but was definitely involved in the world scene. Boston influence has spread very far and wide in the parkour community. And I'd say that the next big shift was actually probably when David got here. That was when we started to actually have community sessions and people started to train together more. I mean, that was on purpose. That wasn't an accident. That was because David made it happen. It's hard to unify a parkour community like that.
The Commons started as a community group that was to get the different groups within Boston to all train together. I wanted to have a space for them all to come train without poaching new clients, and where they can all kind of get along, communicate, and have fun. And that's how the Commons started. Did you look into the yard waste thing? A parkour jam is an organized event where everyone knows to show up at the same location and to train together. And that is pretty much it. There is no other bounds of what a jam needs to be. It is everyone gets together and jumps on things. And like at its core level, that's what it needs to be.
Yeah, when you assemble it, you're
Yeah.
going to fold it into the shape.
Yeah.
Actually, a little bit ahead.
I think it's really important to keep what we're doing grassroots, because the Commons started as a stance against a government body called FIG, and they were taking over smaller niche sporting groups, and they came from parkour because men's gymnastics was starting to lose popularity. They would host competitions and be able to pay out athletes because they had the money to do so, but the competitions they ran and events they run now are awful and are a bastardization of what parkour really can be. So our event was meant to be a stance against that, and maintaining that value system and hearing what the community really wants is truly important to us. We are cleaning and de-weeding and building and illegally employing Eastern Europeans. And you guys are fine with it, right?
Build day today has gone really well. Things are finally assembled, and now we finally have a bunch of hands here too. So backyard's looking really good. Obstacles are coming together. So yeah, I think we're in a good spot. It just kind of magically gets done.
It's just best fit. Party's cool. Artist cool.
I think parkour is kind of in the stage of like snowboarding or skateboarding in the 90s, and we want to be some of those people who were part of the growth, and we want to stick with it, and we want to help shape the culture. We want to help grow an economy around it. And I think we are a really grassroots organization with good intentions. And there's a lot of organizations with bad intentions that are not grassroots that would happily try and do what we're doing. Yeah, we're fighting back. We're the resistance movement.
Out of the action sports, at least, it's like the most DIY right now. Like, people make their own clothes, people obviously set up their own events, people build their own things. You know, skate parks get sponsored by the city, but then parkour gyms, it's usually just like a bunch of dudes who had to like get people investing in it, and they had to do it themselves. They usually build the gym themselves. So even the most structured part of parkour is super DIY. I mean, if you watch a parkour video, like, there aren't like sponsors. You watch the credits, it's like the same fucking name like 5 times, you know, because it's going to be the same people that were in the video that do it. So I guess, yeah, that DIY culture, and then just the fact that the athletes are always the ones behind things is like by far the most important. I mean, that's why parkour has been my main thing for years. You know, I've tried all these other similar subcultures, and I love them too, but like parkour is the only one where like it's always run by the athletes, you know?
No, we're chilling. I think we're good on this. All right. No, it was rotten. It was a bad apple. Not like you, baby. Nominate someone to do the dishes, but I feel like it also should take me 2 minutes to do them. Yeah. So I'll just do them. And see, it's the one thing about the gyms that I love is that I could normally eat in my kitchen, and then I'm like, someone unfucked my house, and then they have to.
David, how many people are you housing this dodge?
Like 40.
Oh my
Good
God.
lord. Yeah, because we got people outside in the tents, we got people in overflow housing, which is in the garage that people jump off of. We're renting that from our neighbors. People are in hammocks. Someone slept in the parklet across the street. I have people in my room on the floor. Someone's underneath the table, I think. So we're making it work. Not over the beans, boys. Off the street so we can host our block party. Right here. For now.
What do we need?
You know what? Fuck it. Just start undoing tables and putting them on the ground.
Sounds good.
Undo them.
Friday, that's kind of been my baby. A few of the activities we have planned this year are sort of like a community bazaar sort of thing. Yeah, live music on and off the whole day, and vendors. Friday is just super, super wholesome. We just want the community to get together and love each other, have a good time.
Day of JOD. It's the first event. I really appreciate that they made space for women. They blocked off a whole hour just for us. There's this awesome DIY setup mixed with some like equipment that Movement Creative brought in. Somebody made a trampoline out of fence, which is pretty sick. It just feels like a really cozy time training with a bunch of parkour ladies.
How are you feeling about this jump?
This would be like, I know physically I can do it, but this is mentally like way out of my comfort zone. It'll be like the furthest I've done at height. So I don't trust myself on running freeze. So I just like don't trust that I'll actually run and like get enough power to commit. But I think I just have to stop my brain from working and just send it. Damn it. It's just my body, like my heart. I like have to like calm myself down physically. Okay. You got that. Okay. Okay. All right.
How is this year's JOD going to be different than previous years?
I think the biggest thing is the bazaar and including the street, the block party, and just pushing more culture. And
Yeah,
the build is doubled.
The DIY build out has become a really big part of our event. We want the event to be more of a place for the community to connect than strictly a place for people to just train really hard. We want people to train really hard. That's at the end of the day, it's a parkour gym, but it's more than that.
I love it. I love it.
Do something out of it though. Yeah, I figured you would. Like, well, because I stuck that perfectly. No, you did. I stomped it. You good side? Waffle? Or it's tasteful. Yeah, but not a waffle. Can you not waffle? No, I can, but I do too many of them. That's not tasteful. Oh, do wall late half. Let me think of something. I might have a different idea actually. Come on, lad. Yes, sir. Going? That's not exactly what I want to do. So much airtime. Such a good feeling. Thank you.
You getting all this? Yeah. All right.
I don't know what the line is.
Some guy complained and called the cops. We have a permit. He's really mad. And the music is on. We did it. Mary Jod.
I love parkour! Na 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 na! Hey! Goodbye!
Did you plan the wall comp? Was that you?
No.
No.
We also didn't plan the wall comp.
Yeah.
That was just people back here like, man, people are throwing down on the wall. And then the guys from KIPPY magazine, who's a parkour magazine and team, they just got up on top of the tower and said, hey, we've got a belt for whoever does the coolest wall trick.
Y'all acting like you got all day. You got 10 minutes. Let's go.
What we'll be doing this evening is having 2 discussion circles. So what that entails is people getting into groups and talking about topics that are very relevant in the parkour community today. I'll be doing one on community building and maintenance, and Egg will come up later, do one about mental health. I really wanted to incorporate a big, large group discussion because I've never seen it at a jam at an event before. It was inspired by a long workshop series thing that I went to in Denmark last year, where they had a community forum that allowed people to come to the front of a room and say, hey, I'm working on this big community project or this initiative and something that's grand that can help the parkour community. And I really loved that environment and that message and that idea. So I wanted to translate it into our event and space and people.
That came up from like the talk of like, we always talk about accessible spaces. And then no one ever really puts a pin on what that actually means.
It's really hard to explain and sell the feeling of like breaking a jump, finding a spot, training with your friends. It's not a CrossFit class. So we said that was a really tough part about selling parkour and introducing new people to the sport.
Advocate for your community. You can be that one person that does so. I did it for Belmont, even though I didn't live in Belmont, I lived a town over, right? That is just one of the ways that you can get yourself into the town's mind and the community's mind, the surrounding community that is in parkour.
At the end of the day, there's so many like different varieties of movement that we can all do, and just, you know, if you see someone like at a jam or just out at a session, or if your friend's asking, like I think there's a way that we can like present parkour in a way that just makes it just super accessible to just everyone from all shapes and sizes.
I think you can use places like Hub or places like Origins to show that kind of the proof of concept of how good of a community you can form in a place like that, and then taking away the profit incentive and having it be more of a public access area that no one needs to pay to use.
I know you work full time and you're busting your ass doing all this shit, and it's incredible. And you're doing this, because you know that in 10, 20, 50 years, there are going to be people talking about David, or like starting Jod and doing it like this, and not fucking doing it because of the money.
I want to share just a small couple of anecdotal points that and maybe some takeaways from my experience in the Boston parkour community and other communities that I've been a part of, and how did I or we all get to literally this point. Consistency and shouting people out in your community. Have an open forum, like open public groups, some other type of way to accessibility for new people to come into these spaces. It's the only way. Host events, and like, I don't care what you're gonna do, lie to people, get people to come to them. Because hosting events and getting your community activated, the rest of the communities around you activated, is what creates a ripple effect like this. What community means to me, I've been to different parts of the world and not known a single person, and I've stayed in people's homes. They've invited me to stay with them and be able to pass along that kindness and connection to other people has really helped inspire why want to keep doing this for as long as I have.
It's really cool when I explain to people who don't do parkour that, like, yeah, I have a place to stay in like every city.
Ever, yeah.
Yeah, like there are very few places that I can go, and I don't have people to hang out with and a couch to sleep on.
I think one of my favorite parts of JOD outside of the parkour aspect is staying in a house with a lot of parkour people. Like, this is such a big house and there's so many people, and Naomi just invited them all into her home. It kind of builds on the family feeling for sure.
I think it's interesting because you'll find people sleeping in all different parts of the house, and if you're lucky enough to claim a couch or bring your own sleeping equipment, I guess, you'll have like pretty comfy floor space. It's a good time though. It's like you don't really experience that too much outside of many other street sports and street culture. Everyone's pretty welcoming, and I think that's one of the sweetest things. And like Naomi and this family is such a blessing in that regard, even to the Boston community and like the global and U.S. community.
So my dad's coming to pick up stuff. Can we like maybe a little bit defuck my house? Yeah. But he's coming in like.
How do you do that?
He's coming like within the next like 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's like when mom comes into the driveway.
Defuck sounds like stupid.
When you wake up, the house is full. When you get here, there's people, and then yeah, everyone carpooling to the jam or to wherever, like to get food, and it's nice. Nice to just meet new people and interact in that way.
Good afternoon, everybody! In 5 minutes, we're going to have our first workshop of the day over on the turf and playground area. So 5 minutes over on the turf and the playground.
Welcome to our workshop. It is about line building. We're starting with a little warm-up, and so we're just going to be doing basic vaults, but I want everyone to do something different. An example could be like, my Kong's gonna be like if a ballerina did a Kong, or my Kong's gonna be like if a football player did a Kong. So yeah, we're just gonna go through, do some basic vaults, have some fun. I feel like a lot of emphasis is usually put on the tricks you do and not how you string together the tricks that you do. And one of the ways that I get thinking about that stuff is how to change my momentum. So the way I'm going to be kind of going over that today is with some really basic vaults. We're going to try doing stuff in like every direction possible out of it. We're going to start with like doing a basic Kong where you're coming out forward. From there we're going to do a Kong where you want to exit to the left. There's like a couple of ways to do this, like your spotting or your weight distribution. I want you all to think about like how you land your Kong, where like if you come out with your right foot first, whether you're like landing and redirecting your step out. And then same thing for right, same thing for backwards, etc. Yeah. Yo, yes.
Yeah. Nice. Nice. The variation that we're going to be talking about is hyper. So, whereas the first one was step vault, landing left, right, if you're a left twister, this one is going to be the exact opposite. Feel free to use your offhand as well for leverage. So we are going to do step vault hyper, which looks kind of like this. All you're going to do is come up to this ledge, just like that. Got it? Any questions? Oh, one more time. Try to land like there.
Awesome. I can use my right foot. Yes. I know that I in a lot of other outdoor adventure sports like rock climbing, there's famous mountains. In skating, there are famous stair sets. In parkour, we have really famous features. And a lot of people come from around the world to train on those features and either do one specific challenge on them or to level it up in a brand new way. At Pierce, there are a couple of those features that are pretty iconic for Join or Die and for Boston Jams, but they are definitely a focus and are very eye-catching when you come into the space. You're like, oh my god, there's this huge pillar in the center of the spot and I wonder what I could do to it.
Yeah. I was looking this way and then I
Team, you got
it.
Like it. Wow, that is quite a difference.
That's the entire thing. Because as soon as I the one right before I went.
Yeah. That was way better. That was way better.
Yeah.
That was so
good
much
foot
better.
placement, man.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man.
What?
Yeah, amazing bounce.
Next one. Next one.
Bring it all. It doesn't matter. We'll sort it out later. Just put it in there underneath the shit.
Are we gonna mod the spot?
Yes.
Okay, word.
Yeah.
So sick.
What's your first Join or Die?
It is actually, yeah. Hell yeah.
A jam in Boston, I feel like I know a lot of people, and now that it's so big, I can meet so many more people.
I think it's also kind of intimidating because I'm so used to the people that I know. So I'll go to a jam expecting to see these people, and then when it's twice the size and twice the unfamiliar faces, I'm almost afraid to go meet new people. But it's also there's this own small communities mixed within the big community that are joining together. And it's the culmination of all of it, which is really, really cool.
There's a lot that goes into choosing a jam spot, but it takes a lot for it to be a good jam spot because it's not just, is it a good spot? Can 150 people have a good time there all at once? Is there food nearby? How's the transportation to and from? Rain, that's another one, how much does the weather affect it? It did rain, and it was fine.
Yeah. It was awesome. And I think it actually helped maintain the vibe even more because people were more huddled under this canopy space and it felt even more grungy. The days leading up to the jam, when I knew it was gonna rain, I was hunting all over the neighborhood and the surrounding areas for a spot. And one of our staff members, Zach, said, hey, try this place. And so I would go there on multiple nights with a speaker and blast music to make sure that I wouldn't get kicked out and what the vibe and what the acoustics would all be like. I brought lights there to see how it would all look for a presentation of space and said, okay, if we bring enough obstacles here, bring enough build out in this space, then it will look like enough and be more than enough for the gym.
I'd say the whole format of the competition is to try to, like, don't prep too much. We just want to kind of see people go and, like, get out of their head and just give it what you got.
We got a nice little street course set up here. We got 6 women competing, 8 men competing going on to the final round. We started with 6 women and 26 men. We had to cut that down to 8. Insane conditions right now. We got rain. We got a tiny little dark room that we're doing all this stuff in. Everyone hustled hard to get this course set up. Our judges were great, our athletes were great, crowd was hyped up, going ham, making noise for everybody. And now we're letting all the women get their lines together. We'll have the guys get their lines together, and then we're gonna have them go 1v1, go to battle, go to war here in the pit.
So you have put this here?
Yep. It's all sealed up.
Okay.
Jeff's here?
Our landlord rolled up and just to like fix a light bulb in the house. We were actively building the setup, and he sort of was like, "Oh, what's going on back here?" I'm like, "Oh, we're just finishing the art gallery space that we're gonna have in a couple of weeks."
I'm not scared of death. Are you?
We can tell Fig to go fuck themselves.
No, I know,
Put that in
but
the
not
doc.
but not all of France.
No, I'm okay with that.